Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the very first episode of Polyrhythm Music LLC's new weekly podcast. I'm your host, David Van Dyke. Each week we're going to check in and see what the latest news in the music industry is, talk about gear, what's the hottest new drum set, what are guitar players doing that's weird, which is everything, and just basically discuss our love of music. But this week, the topic that's been on everybody's mind has been Sleep Token. Just to catch you up real quick, if you haven't heard, earlier this week, I believe, or the end of last week, number 3 was doxxed, and somebody posted his birth certificate online, apparently, which, if you're looking up people's birth certificates so that you can post it online to try to be in the know or expose something, you are the worst type of human. I think we all agree on that. So anyway, they were posted, they were doxxed. 3 took down all of his social media, which a couple other members did as well. But then Sleep Token removed everything from their Instagram, leaving only a message, "Nothing lasts forever." Which is true. But there's a twist to this story that I found out about this morning that I think I haven't seen anybody comment on yet. And so I'm interested to hear what you think. Because for the first time in 9 years, Blacklit Canopy posted a live recording on their YouTube page. And for those of you that don't know, it's suspected that this is Vessel's old band. So I'm sure this doesn't help those that are suffering from massive anxiety that Sleep Token has done. So let's dive in. I'm going to play you a little bit, just a clip from this. Mud Angel is the name of the track. It's Mud Angel Live. It's on Blacklit Canopy's YouTube page. They have 6,000 subscribers. But it was posted 1 day ago. And the only description is, "I know this place." But what's interesting about this is high falsetto. Let's skip ahead. Here's what I found interesting. In this song, the chorus says something very similar to what their last. And it's an old song. If you want to check it out, go check it out. I'm not going to play the full track, just simply because, copyright. But this situation, people are losing their minds, and rightfully so. Sleep Token's one of my favorite bands. I think that Take Me Back to Eden is the best album of 2023 by far. And I would even go so far as to say Take Me Back to Eden is the best album since Fear Inoculum came out. I don't think anybody's done anything as innovative since Tool released their last album. But what does all this mean? My personal belief, the doxing wasn't cool. We can all agree on that. But I don't think that Sleep Token's done. And here's why. I've worked in production and the entertainment industry as a whole for years. And there's a lot more to it than just a band being a band. Like, when you get to the level they're at now, they've had a rocket strapped to their back for the past year. You don't get to just go, we're done, because somebody leaked some personal information. So I just don't see that. What I think they're saying, I think they've toured extensively this past year. My personal take is that they are now coming off of the road. The tour is done. The cycle is done. I mean, because they've written 3 albums and they've not been around a long time. So these guys write and they like to record. So it's my belief that they went into the studio, or they're on their way into the studio. That's just my personal take. I don't know, of course, you know, when you get into doxing people and things like that, weird things happen, people get threatened. You know, it turns into a whole nother level of issues, as we've all seen. So yeah, I just don't, I don't think that's it. I don't think they could be done on that. I don't know that their record label would let them out of their contracts, for one. They have obligations that they have to meet. So I would highly doubt that they are done. If that gives you any peace, you know, I know a lot of people are suffering really bad anxiety thinking that they're done. I don't think they're done. And forgive the background noise. I live near trains and they go by. It happens. Yeah, but the thing that I find interesting is this Blacklit Canopy post, because let's think of it this way. Let's look at Slipknot. Slipknot tours and tours and tours. They do a couple albums, and then eventually Corey gets the itch to go out and create another band. And he says it's to do it, you know, because he has songs he couldn't write with Slipknot that he wants to get out, which was fine and well. If you're Vessel, and let's be honest, the past year, Sleep Token's gotten big, but Vessel's gotten massive. I mean, they're like a cult at this point. If you're Vessel and you have songs you really love and you really care about from another project, and now you've got some clout and you've got some money and you have an infrastructure behind you, you've got a crew that could take you out. Wouldn't you want to go out and kind of run that around too? Because from what we know, when you look at the songwriting credits for most of Sleep Token's work, the songwriting credits will tell you that it's Vessel and 2. And Vessel's listed as playing most instruments, and except for drums, and then 2 is listed as the drummer. And that's writing credit. Now, for those of you that aren't in the know, when you write a song and you put it on an album, you get points. And they divide up those points. You get a credit for writing, you get extra points. So, say that an album's worth 100 points and there's 4 members in your band. Normally, each band member would get 25 points. But if one person wrote all the songs, i.e. Billy Corgan and the Smashing Pumpkins in the early days, that's what caused an issue with them. Billy Corgan had written most of those songs, and so Billy Corgan got extra points. Not a big deal in the beginning days because you're not talking about a lot of money, but when you start getting massive sales, that you could be talking about millions of dollars of difference. So songwriting credit's very important, and it's very specific. And they listed those two for most of the tracks on their albums. It's just the two of them. So if I'm Vessel and I want to go out and I've been behind this mask the whole time and I'm Vessel and nobody really knows who I am, wink wink. And if you don't know, like, it's not hard to find. I'm not going to spoil it for you. Part of the mystique of this band, part of the fun is not knowing who they are. I get it. But maybe Vessel wants to take a spin around as himself. And that could be an interesting experiment because it's going to tell us something. Is the band and the package of the band what's doing it? What is that? What's making them so popular, or is it him? I personally think it's the packaging of the band. I think the band as a whole, that he and two work well together. They click. You have those songwriting teams, Lennon and McCarthy. McCartney. I'm sorry, McCarthy. Ugh. You can tell I'm tired. That's just a lame excuse for misspeaking. So yeah, I mean, they click and they write beautiful songs together. They do amazing work together. They click. But for 9 years to go by and nothing, and then all of a sudden, this band that allegedly Vessel is the singer of post a new live performance of a song, of like their biggest song that they ever had. I think that's the interesting twist nobody's talking about. And they will. It'll come out. I'm sure I'm not the first to have seen it. But I think that's one thing. I think that's one avenue. I think that the taking down of the posts and everything on their Instagram and all of that was part the doxing for sure. For sure. I in no way dispute that. I'm sure that had something to do with it. But I think that it's them signaling that this era is over and it's time for us to start the next chapter. And if you're in a band, that means you wrap your tour cycle, you go home, you get some rest, and you start writing, you start recording, you start making the next thing. We've already seen them debut the new mask when they moved up to the arena shows. They fulfilled those obligations. So we already knew, there was already a heads up that there was a new era coming. I think maybe it's here. But I wouldn't panic that this is just over. Now, that being said, maybe it could be. I mean, depending on how bad things got with the doxing and everything. This band, there are reports of last year. At the beginning of 2023, they were playing shows for 50 people. They ended the year playing Radio City Music Hall, and they sold it out. They played some mega shows. So I can't see them getting out of I can't see this just being the end. But if there was some agreement that, or the doxing threats got really bad, and they said, "Hey, this is enough. We're not doing this." Then I guess okay, I could see it then. But I really don't think that's the case. I think that we're in for a little break from Sleep Token, which is unfortunate. But I think that break is going to be well rewarded. Either that, or they are now flexing that they are master marketers. Because We saw the Wembley show, which was an amazing moment. And by all reports, the night before, the bass player was sick. The next night, and wasn't even on the stage. The next night they do Wembley. Vessel is sick. They give him some medicine. It takes a little bit to kick in, so he lets the crowd take over. It was a magical moment for sure. I've never seen anything like it, but it was brilliant. It was brilliant. And people that are musicians and work in this industry, we often say, like, well, why wouldn't you let the crowd do it? They did it. And I think that's why, in my honest opinion, I believe that's one reason that Sleep Token is so big right now. Is they're a musician's band. They're a band's band. Like, the things that behind the scenes every band talks about, well, we should do this, or we would do this if we were in that situation. They do it. And so it's nice to see somebody go, like, yeah, the instinct is to do that, and they did it, and it's perfect. But this could be master marketing. This could be them pulling everything down and signaling that the end is here, working everybody. But look, I mean, the reality is, in the past month, 2 of the 4 weeks, Sleep Token has led the news cycle in the music industry. No questions. They've been number 1. Last week, I believe it was, Rage Against the Machine was kind of a story for a couple of days when Brad Wilk said that they would never tour again, never be on a stage again. But we've heard that before, and it's fine. We know those guys don't like each other. But this could be Sleep Token using this new era to launch into their next phase, at which point this is a marketing ploy, and if it is, it's brilliant. So I don't know right now. This is all speculation. I have no inside information, but if anybody from the band wants to shoot me a message, I'd be more than happy to take it. So yeah, I mean, that's where we're at right now with that. That's the quick overview of the situation. I know a lot of people are in panic, but I don't think I would panic. I think that it's going to be okay. I just think this is the signaling of it's time to start writing the new record, recording the new record, and a new phase is coming about. But maybe there may be a break. I wouldn't be surprised if there is a break so that the members can go explore some other things. I can't say for certain, but it wouldn't shock me. It really wouldn't. So that's my 2 cents on it. This is going to be a new weekly, maybe bi-weekly thing from Polyrhythm Music LLC. If you want to grab merch, you can swing by our website. It's polyrhythmmusicllc.com. Grab some shirts, some stickers. If you want to send us an email, it's the same, polyrhythmmusicllc@gmail. You can check us out on Facebook, Twitter. Well, no, not Twitter. We're not there yet. Instagram, we are. Our YouTube, if you're listening to this, which I know you're listening to this on YouTube right now, but if you go to our main page, make sure to subscribe. We're posting a lot of shorts right now. There's a reason for that I'm not going to get into. But full-length videos are coming. They've already been shot and are being put together. But if you like one of our shorts, make sure you're subscribed and then tag a friend in the comments. We're giving away an awesome 2022 Epiphone Les Paul Modern. This thing is a beautiful guitar, and it's packed, and we're giving it away. When we get to 500 subscribers, we're going to put it in the randomizer, and pick somebody out who meets those requirements, and you're getting a free guitar with hard case. And there's also going to be a lot of other prizes along the way. We do giveaways sporadically for swag, different stuff. And you know what? I'm thinking that if this podcast gets to, I don't know, 100 views, maybe, that we'll give something ridiculous away just for that milestone. But this is going to go up on our YouTube channel. But make sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to be entered in the chance to win that guitar, tag a friend in a comment of any of our videos or onto the podcast even. Swing by the website and grab some swag, Facebook, Instagram. Make sure you put the LLC in after Polyrhythm Music. It matters. And again, as news breaks, I may jump on and do these more sporadic, but for right now, or more sporadic. I told you I'm tired. More often, but right now, at least once a week, we're going to try to get on and do a podcast just to touch base with everybody, talk music, talk news, talk equipment. This week, it was Sleep Token for sure. They're the biggest story. Maybe next week it'll be somebody else. If not, I'll keep talking about Sleep Token because I love Sleep Token. So, what do you think's going on with the band? Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think this all means. What's your opinion on the doxing? Another good question is, do you like it better not knowing who the band members are? Or does this ruin the fun for you if people are posting up who the band members are, their actual identities? What do you think the Instagram post means? What do you think it is with them pulling everything down? Nothing lasts forever. Drop me a comment. Tell me what you think. And until the next time, I'm David Van Dyke. This is Polyrhythm Music, LLC. Thanks for swinging by and checking us out. And I will catch you next time. Later.